There are so many amazing animals that live in the wild and which we can visit at our local zoos. There's lots to learn about animals, such as why do elephants have trunks? Where do polar bears live? How fast can a cheetah run? And which animal is the king of the jungle? Stick around and find out the answers to all these burning questions and many more on Why, What, Where. What do monkeys eat? Everyone knows what monkeys look like. They're one of the most popular animals in the world. They often have long tails. They live most of their lives in trees, climbing, swinging and running along branches and just generally having lots of fun. What do you think monkeys like to eat? They love to munch on a diet of fruit, leaves, nuts, berries, eggs and insects. Some monkeys even like to eat dirt. When they eat fruit, such as bananas, they peel the skin from the banana and throw the skin away. Cheeky monkeys can hold things with both their fingers and their toes, so they can hold lots of nibbly treats at the one time. Another term for monkeys is primates. This group also includes orangutans, lemurs, apes and humans. But humans are the only primates that don't live in trees. You can tell the difference between a monkey and an ape because apes have no tails. There are over 100 known types of monkeys that live in the world, and they're all really different. Apes and spider monkeys swing arm to arm through trees, while most other monkeys simply run across branches. All monkeys have great eyesight, which makes up for their weak sense of smell. They communicate to each other through their facial expressions, the noises they make, and their body movements. Monkeys show that they love and care for others by grooming each other. Did you know that a group of monkeys is called a troop? What is a mandrill? We now know there are over 100 types of monkeys. Monkeys are divided into two groups or classifications. There are Old World monkeys and New World monkeys. A mandrill is an Old World monkey. It's often thought to be an ape because it's so closely related to them and the baboons. In fact, the mandrill is the world's largest type of monkey, and the name actually means man-ape. So you can see why there's been some confusion. You can recognise a mandrill monkey because of its olive-coloured fur and the colourful face and rump of the males. Females have fewer colours in their faces. In the wild, mandrills are found in the tropical rainforests of southern Nigeria and the Congo. Mandrill monkeys are very social creatures and live in large groups of mostly females, led by a single dominant male. Mandrills love to eat plants, insects and smaller animals. This is another type of monkey, a 6-week-old colobus monkey. These types of monkeys don't have thumbs and they mostly live in trees. They use branches as trampolines, jumping up and down on them to get a lift off. They mostly eat only leaves, and these monkeys often care for each other's children as a community. What animal walks on its knuckles? A gorilla. What is a lemur? Have you ever heard of a lemur? Perhaps you've seen one on a visit to a zoo. This zoo in Denmark recently announced the birth of a baby one. Look at its large mirror-like eyes and long tail. Lemurs are often given the nickname ghost because of their bright eyes and the wailing sounds they make. They are endangered in the wild, and this Danish zoo is very happy to welcome the new addition to its family to help preserve the species. This little lemur is snacking on its favourite food, fruit. Lemurs also like to eat leaves, flowers and insects, and they love to play. Nearly all lemurs have long tails, which they use to communicate with one another and help them balance as they leap between trees. They have long toes for gripping tree branches. Lemurs have nails rather than claws on the ends of their toes, except for the second one. They also have a great sense of smell. Where do polar bears live? Polar bears live near the sea and in very cold climates. They're found in the Arctic and they spend most of their time on Arctic ice floes. When they're on the shore, they stay close to the water. Being by the water is very natural for polar bears as they're excellent swimmers, and thanks to their fur and thick layer of blubber, they're able to keep very warm even when they're in the icy water. As well as being great swimmers, polar bears have a brilliant sense of smell, which they use for hunting food. When they grow up, adults like to live quietly by themselves. But when they're young, they like to play together for hours at a time and often fall asleep cuddled up next to each other. Did you know that polar bears are twice as big as lions and tigers? Their ears and tails are tiny compared to the stocky legs and bodies. Their feet are very large, so they can propel themselves forward when swimming. On land, their big furry feet act as snowshoes. The pads of their paws are covered with small, soft and round coverings, which provide a grip on the ice. And their creamy white fur is very thick and waterproof, which means they can shake dry after swimming. Did you know that under a polar bear's fur is black skin? This helps them soak up the sun's warming rays. Coming up, we find out how many spots a leopard has and what colour a jaguar is. How fast can a cheetah run? Cheetahs are big cats that live in Central and Eastern Africa and parts of Asia. The cheetah lives on something called a savanna, which is an open plain or grassland with trees on it. You can find savannas between deserts and rainforests. The cheetah runs faster than every other land animal in the world. When it reaches top speed, it can reach an incredible 70 miles per hour, which is just as fast as a car. Cheetahs have sharp claws, which they use to grip the ground so they can run very fast. They also have very long legs, which helps them build up speed. Cheetahs have golden eyes and 2 stripes on their faces, one running from the corner of each eye down the cheek to the mouth. They don't roar, so what sort of noise do you think they make? They actually make a chirping noise, like a bird. And they also growl, hiss and purr, just like a pet cat. Cheetahs can see, smell and hear very well and love to hunt in the early morning and when the sun goes down, but they don't hunt at night time. They're covered in spots. This is to help them hide in the long grass where they hunt. It's called camouflage. In the wild, a cheetah lives for 7 years, and in zoos, they can live to be 15 years old. These baby cheetahs, or cubs, were born with their eyes shut, and when they're about 9 days old, they can stand up. They start to walk at about 4 weeks. Cheetah cubs drink their mother's milk until they're 6 weeks old. What are some other big cats that live in the wild? The lion, the tiger, the leopard, the cougar and the jaguar. How many spots does a leopard have? A leopard is another big cat that lives in the wild. It's smaller than the lion and tiger and hunts both on the ground and in trees. Leopards are graceful and very powerful. They live in sub-Saharan Africa, Northeast Africa, Central Asia, India and China. They're very closely related to jaguars and have a similar body structure. Leopards look very pretty because they're covered in spots and patterns. How many spots do you think they have? That's actually a trick question because nobody knows. There are just too many to count. Leopard spots are different from the round ones we usually think of. They have flower-shaped spots on their backs called rosettes with a solid edge and no dot in the centre. See if you can count a leopard's spots next time you're at the zoo. scientists believe that the colouring of spotted cats helps them hide from their prey. White spots on the tip of their tails and backs of their ears helps leopards find and communicate with each other in tall grass. Leopards like being by themselves. They can live without drinking any water by getting the moisture they need from their food. Leopards usually rest during the heat of the day in bushes, rocks and caves. Sometimes they'll just chill out in a tree. Do you want to know another amazing fact about leopards? Unlike other cats, they're really good swimmers and are one of the few that actually like being in the water. They run really fast and can jump very high in the air. Like children, leopard cubs love to play. They run about and pounce on each other. Did you know that leopards can hear 5 times more sounds than humans? Which animal is the king of the jungle? Lions are the king of the jungle. Their name actually means king, and it also means strong, aggressive and brave. We often use the word lion to describe people. When you call someone lion-hearted, it means they're a courageous and brave person. A lion has a busy life, filled with lots of sleeping, napping and resting. Out of a 24-hour day, lions like to lounge around for 21. When they do decide to get up, they're great climbers, just like leopards, and often rest in trees. Lions are the only one of the big cats that live in large social groups called prides. A pride is made up of between 3 and 30 lions. Mothers, sisters and cousins and their cubs all live in the pride. The female lions stay together for life. Why do you think they live in large groups? Because it makes hunting easier and they're less likely to be injured or attacked by other animals if they stay in a group. Female lions are called lionesses and they're smaller and lighter than the males. The lionesses work together to hunt and rear their cubs. The male lions guard the pride's territory and look after the cubs while the lionesses go hunting. Cubs have lots to learn before they grow up and start hunting themselves. In the meantime, they love to play with each other. In the wild, lions hunt all types of large animals, even baby elephants and rhinos. But in zoos, they get to eat other types of meat and bones. There are African lions, Asian lions, and even white lions. White lions are from South Africa and they're very rare. This one is named Siam and lives in a zoo in Argentina. Lots of people have come to visit Siam to see his magnificent white coat and beautiful mane. What is the famous animated children's movie starring Simba, the white lion? The Lion King. What colour is a jaguar? Jaguars are the largest cats in South America. They're beautiful and powerful beasts and the 3rd largest cat in the feline family. Only lions and tigers are bigger. Jaguars are a different colour from lions and tigers, but slightly similar to leopards. Most jaguars are tan or orange with black spots. Like the leopards, their spots are called rosettes because they're shaped like roses. Some jaguars are so dark they appear to have no spots, but if you look closely you can see their markings. Just like some leopards, jaguars can be black too. Jaguars and leopards have many things in common, not just a similar colour. They're both excellent swimmers and very good climbers. The difference is that jaguars are heavier in build with short, thick tails. Jaguars like to live alone and claw at trees, which lets other big cats know that this is their territory. Females have litters of 1 to 4 cubs and the cubs are born blind. Young jaguars learn how to hunt by living with their mother for 2 years or more. In the wild, jaguars can live to be 12 to 15 years old. In zoos, they can live anywhere up to 25 years. Coming up, we find out why elephants have trunks and how long a giraffe's neck is. Why do elephants have trunks? Elephants are the largest of all land mammals. They walk very slowly but can swim long distances, and they spend about 16 hours a day eating. How do you think that elephants eat? Firstly, they use their long trunks to tear up their food and then place it in their mouth. They'll graze on grass or reach up into trees to grasp leaves, fruit, or entire branches. If the food they want is too high up, an elephant will wrap its trunk around the tree or branch and shake its food loose. Sometimes it will knock it down altogether. What else do you think an elephant uses its trunk for? They use it to help them drink. They fill their trunk with water and then use it as a hose to pour it into their mouth. Clever, huh? You can imagine with all the hard work that their trunks have to do that they get very heavy. So it's not unusual to see an elephant resting its trunk over one of its tusks. Its trunk is not the only special thing about an elephant, which also has the largest brain in the animal kingdom. In Asian culture, elephants are a symbol of wisdom and are famous for their memory and intelligence. Their eyes, however, are small, so they don't have great eyesight, but their senses of hearing, smell and balance are excellent. Elephants communicate using sounds and frequencies that are too low for humans to hear. They cry, play and laugh just like humans. Elephants' tusks are actually their second set of upper incisor teeth, and they continue to grow throughout the elephant's life. Even though their skin is very thick, it's also very sensitive. To keep cool, elephants will often flap their ears. They live in tight social units led by an older female. A group of elephants is called a herd, and the males leave the herd between the ages of 12 and 15. Both male and female elephants can live up to 65 years old. Elephants sleep only 4 or 5 hours a night, mostly standing, like horses. They'll usually only spend an hour or two in deep slumber, lying on their side and often snoring. If an elephant sleeps on its side for much longer, it's a good indication that the animal is sick. There are different types of elephants. African elephants are found all over Africa, and Asian elephants are found in small areas of India, Sri Lanka, China and Southeast Asia. Did you know that a male elephant is called a bull and a female is called a cow? A young elephant is called a calf. How long is a giraffe's neck? Giraffes have very long necks. They're about 6 to 8 feet long. A newborn giraffe measures about 6 feet in total, which means they're the height of their mother or father's neck when they're born. They use their long necks to reach the branches of tall trees, from which they pick and eat the leaves. They also wrestle each other with their long necks to show who's boss in the herd. A giraffe seldom lies down. It can sleep as well as give birth standing up. Giraffes sleep for no more than 5 to 30 minutes in 24 hours. Did you know that a giraffe is one of the largest, strongest and most peaceful animals on Earth? How many horns does a rhinoceros have? Rhinoceros have 2 horns. Their horns are made from a protein called keratin, which is the same protein that makes up human hair and nails. Did you know that there are 5 types of rhinos? Black, white, Sumatran, Javan and Indian. This is a baby black rhino and her name is Binti. The black rhino is sometimes referred to as the hook-lipped rhino because of their strange pointed lips. The black rhino lives in the eastern and central areas of Africa, including Kenya, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Although it's referred to as black, it's actually more of a grey or brown. The black rhinoceros was given its name so it could be told apart from the white rhinoceros, which, you've guessed it, is not actually white. The horns on their heads are used for defending themselves and intimidating enemies, as well as for digging up roots. Their thick layer of skin protects the rhinos from thorns and sharp grass when they're in the wild. Black rhinos make up for their really bad eyesight with a great sense of smell and excellent hearing. They're solitary animals and come together only to mate. The mothers and calves will spend time together to begin with, but then move away from each other as the calf grows older. They like to be near water and lots of food. Black rhinos are known for being very aggressive, but their attack is often out of fear and confusion. Because they don't have great eyesight, they'll often charge at something they think is a threat just to be on the safe side. For rhinos in the wild, drinking water is most commonly done late in the day when the sun goes down. But nobody has told this baby rhino he's supposed to be taking it easy. Rhinos run very fast and can get up to great speeds by running on their toes. The black rhino is smaller than the white rhino. In contrast to the black rhino's long, pointed upper lip, the white rhinoceros has square lips used for eating grass. How many stripes does a zebra have? Common zebras have 26 stripes per side. The mountain zebra has 43 stripes per side, and the Grevy's zebra has 80 stripes per side. Zebras in the wild graze on grasses, which make up their entire diet. In the wild, zebras live about 20 to 30 years and up to 40 years in zoos. Zebras can be found anywhere from East Central to Southern Africa. They have good night vision and can run very fast. They usually live in family groups with a male called a stallion, several mares or females, and their young. This is actually a zebra mongoose, named after the zebra because of its stripes. Their striped bodies blend in with their environment, which protects them from their biggest enemies, birds of prey like eagles. Zebra mongooses are very social animals and often go hunting for mice, insects and other small animals in groups of 30 or more. To stay in contact with each other, they use a wide variety of sounds. Did you know that some zebras have brown stripes? The world of animals is very big. You might find some of the animals we've seen today in your local zoo, where you can discover many more amazing facts about what they do, what they eat, and where they live.